people, welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Got a really big show for you this afternoon, guys. We've got lots and lots to jump into. We're going to be talking about a story that came out earlier on today saying that Manchester United are reportedly targeting 2 striker options this window. We're going to be talking about who those players are. We're also going to be talking about an interesting story around Harry Kane. We're going to be talking about Elanga, Donny van de Beek, Amad Diallo, Rasmus Hojlund, Onana. We've got loads and loads to get into on this stream. We did just want to start the stream off by giving you a little update on Edwin van der Sar. Obviously, as some of you will know, he is currently in hospital in intensive care. So Ajax put up a tweet about an hour ago, which reads as follows. So it says, Edwin van der Sar will remain in intensive care for the time being. His condition is stable, but still concerning. Ajax shares this information on behalf of his wife. The Van der Sar family, along with Ajax, is grateful and deeply touched by the many messages of support. So I know if you were asking about this morning, and obviously I said I don't know, I haven't seen anything about it yet, but Van der Sar is still in intensive care. His condition is stable, Ajax say, but it is still concerning. So obviously all of our thoughts and prayers are with Edwin van der Sar at this time. So I just wanted to bring that up because I did think it was important, and I know some of you asked about it in the stream this morning. So please do smash a like on the video, guys, and we will jump straight into it. We will talk about what Neil's just asked about in the chat. We'll talk about that later on. I'll get through all the news first, and then if there's anything you want to talk about with the takeover and stuff, we will, of course. I'll happily talk about it, and I'll give my opinion. I did see what you were talking about, Neil. I did. Welcome to all the regulars. Welcome Neil. Welcome Lucifer. Welcome Josh. Welcome Alex. Welcome Enzi. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome Amnat. Right, let's jump straight into it then, guys. So we had a story come out about the strikers at Manchester United. So this comes out from Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News, saying that Manchester United want to sign 2 forwards this summer. They want to sign an out-and-out striker, and they also want to sign a player who can play across the whole of the front of the attack. So whether that's a winger or a striker, they can kind of interchange. As apparently it says that there are doubts over the futures over a number of the Manchester United attackers. I think that's really interesting, guys. That's come out from Samuel Luckhurst, who writes for the Manchester Evening News. Obviously, he's the Manchester Evening News correspondent for Manchester United, so he gets really good information. He says Ten Hag wants an out-and-out striker and a forward who can play across the front three because of doubts over the futures of a number of United's attackers this summer. So obviously, we know that Elanga's probably going to be sold. Sancho is up for sale. Whether he'll go or not, I don't know. I could see Amad going out on loan, potentially Palestri. So yeah, we probably do need a striker we know we need 1 striker, but I think we need 2. So I do agree with the statement that's come out from Samuel Luckhurst saying that Manchester United are in fact actually looking at 2 strikers this summer, not just 1, because they do fear that people are going to leave the club. Obviously Weghorst went, Cavani's gone, Ronaldo went. So many of our strikers left recently, guys. And obviously if Elanga goes, if Amad goes, if Palestri goes, if Sancho goes, that's 4 players who are leaving the club. So I think it is good. I am excited about it. I do think we do need 2 strikers. I think Rasmus Hojlund would be my number 1 priority. And then if we could get someone like Harry Kane, I'd do that. But I think that's maybe unrealistic. Although we do have a story about Harry Kane we want to bring you in a little bit. The other person we've been heavily linked to, guys, who I did want to bring into the show, he's in the thumbnail of the video, is Kolo Muani. They go on to say, Samuel Luckhurst says, Eintracht Frankfurt's Kolo Muani is regarded as a strong alternative if Rasmus Hojlund is unobtainable. So Manchester United are reportedly currently speaking to both Muani and Rasmus Hojlund. So if Rasmus Hojlund doesn't happen, it looks like we're going to go for Kolo Muani, which I also think is a good player. I really do. So I'd be happy with either or. I'm not sure who we're going to get in as the other attacker, because I can't see us signing both Kolo Muani and Rasmus Hojlund in the same window. Maybe we'll go in for Taremi from Porto. He's available, 30 years of age. He got 30 goals in the Portuguese league last season. He'd be available for around £20 million. So I do think the Taremi from Porto would be a good option. But Samuel Luckhurst is reporting today that Manchester United are going for 2 strikers in this transfer window, mainly because they do know that people are going to leave. As I just said, Elanga should be going. Sancho could go. Amad probably will go on loan. Palestri will probably go on loan. You know, that's 4 players already out of the door. Obviously, Mason Greenwood never got replaced. Ronaldo never got replaced, etc., etc. Right. We will talk about takeover stuff in a little bit, guys. I know this morning it was a really, really good stream and a really good chat about it, but we'll save that for the second half of the video, as I always do. But do get your live chats in and do smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. We've got a target of 200 likes for this video, so let's see if we can achieve that. Right, so there is a bit of a story coming out around Harry Kane. This is also coming out from Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News. And he says that Manchester United are still monitoring Harry Kane's situation, and should Daniel Levy suddenly change his mind about selling him to a Premier League club, then they'll go back in for him. I mean, that's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I'm not too sure about that, guys. I mean, how are we going to afford Harry Kane? £100 million? I don't think that's very realistic. But anyway, that's the story that's come out today from Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News, that Manchester United are still monitoring Harry Kane. And if they feel like they can get a deal done there, or that Daniel Levy is up for selling, then they might go back in for him. There is always the possibility, we know that Tottenham are interested in Sancho. What if, hypothetically, Sancho went to Tottenham and Harry Kane came to Manchester United? Obviously, we'd have to pay probably 50, 60 million on top of that. But, I mean, that is a possibility, isn't it? I don't think it will happen, but it is a possibility because they are obviously very interested in him. We have got a little update on Rasmus Hojlund as well. So this was coming out from sources in Italy saying, Rasmus Hojlund and Manchester United have now agreed personal terms. So personal terms have now been agreed. This came out about an hour ago between Rasmus Hojlund and Manchester United. Personal terms have been sorted. He will go to Atalanta and make a transfer request if the clubs can't agree a fee. And what you have to remember here, guys, is that Rasmus Hojlund just changed his agency. His agent is now the same agent as Erik ten Hag. So Erik ten Hag and Rasmus Hojlund both share the same agency. The stories coming out of Italy today is saying that they've now agreed personal terms. Manchester United and Rasmus Hojlund have agreed personal terms, and he'll even go as far as handing in a transfer request if the two clubs can't agree a fee. Obviously, as soon as somebody hands in a transfer request, you kind of have to sell the player. It's a little bit of a middle finger up to your old club, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's positive for us because it does probably mean that the deal will happen, because they're normally saying that even if Manchester United can't agree on a fee between the two clubs, then you know, he'll hand in a transfer request, which is good for us. It is. Right, let's have a look at what else we've got. We will jump into some comments in a little bit, guys, so do get involved in the comment section and in the live chat. I will read out some comments in a minute. But let me know how you're feeling about the Rasmus Hojlund versus Kolo Muani debate. Who would you like to see at Manchester United if you had to pick between the two players? As reported by Samuel Luckhurst, Manchester Evening News, that Manchester United will be going in for two strikers this window. But one of the strikers, they want to be someone who can play on the left, on the right, down the middle, etc., etc. Obviously, you have to remember, guys, with the Rasmus Hojlund deal, we have offered Mason Greenwood to Atalanta on loan. So there is always a bit of a deal sweetener, if you like. We can send Mason there on loan for a season. We buy Rasmus Hojlund. I think it will work out. And as I said, the personal terms are now reportedly been agreed, which is obviously a massive positive. We know he wants to move. We know he's a Manchester United fan. And as I just said, he has just changed agency. So his agent is now the same agent as Erik ten Hag. So it's written in the stars, really. As long as Manchester United go and get the job done, they put in a sensible offer, I think we will get that player. Right, we have got a bit of an update on Onana. It's weird with Onana, guys. It felt like it was moving so fast. And I thought we would have got the here we go yesterday, right? But a few different journalists, so Laurie Whitwell, a couple of other UK journalists have today come out saying that Manchester United are continuing negotiations with Inter Milan for Andre Onana, but a potential deal is expected to be several days away. So we're still several days away, apparently, from actually agreeing a fee with Inter Milan. I mean, I don't understand how that can happen. They want 45 million, just pay them 45 million. Like, what are they negotiating? Give them what they want, get Onana in, and get him on that plane to America. The story does go on to say that Erik ten Hag would like Onana signed in time for MUFC's tour of the US, which will start on July the 19th. So Erik ten Hag clearly wants Onana to be on that plane and to go to the America tour. We have got a bit of breaking news that literally just came out in the last second. It's coming in from Fabrizio Romano, and Fabrizio is saying that Bayern have triggered the release clause for Kim Min-Jae. Napoli will receive 50 million euros. Medical is done. Here we go, confirmed. So here we go, confirmed. Kim Min-Jae will go to Bayern Munich. We've missed out on Kim Min-Jae, guys. We will not be signing him. Fabrizio has just confirmed he's done the here we go. Release clause has been triggered. Medical's done. Kim Min-Jae will become a Bayern Munich player, which is disappointing. But as I said to you earlier on, guys, I think we're doing all right in the centre-back position. I really, really do. If everyone can just smash a like on the video quickly, it really helps to get more people in the chat. And, you know, yeah, so it doesn't cost any money. So if you are able to do that, then please do. Right, let's move on to the next story quickly. Where are we? Right, let's talk about Anthony Elanga. Oh, sorry, guys. Not sure what happened there. Let's talk about Anthony Elanga. I know it's not the most exciting of news pieces to talk about, but it's a news show, so let's jump into it. So Samuel Luckhurst is reporting that Anthony Elanga is deemed surplus to requirements as Rashford, Garnacho and Sancho all play off the left wing, while Martial can also operate from that role. So it does look like Elanga will be one of the players that is sold this summer. That's what's being reported by Samuel Luckhurst. I think we should be able to get about 10-20 million for him, I reckon. He's not a bad player. He's young. He can still develop. He's got pace. He's okay. I think he could turn into a half-decent player. So it does look like Elanga will be one of the next players to leave the club. Yeah, so Anthony Elanga is being reported today that he will leave the club. They are just currently waiting for offers, realistically, and I think he will go. And we've got another bit of a story on outgoings as well that we wanted to talk about with you guys. So Fabrizio Romano has come out in the last 20 minutes or so saying that Donny van de Beek is now exploring options to find a new club this summer. So Donny van de Beek looks like he will also... he'll also leave the club this summer. Donny van de Beek, Elanga, hopefully Tellez, hopefully Eric Bailly. Yeah. So let's have a quick look at what we've got. But is anybody upset about Donny leaving? I mean, it is a bit upsetting, isn't it? I did have really, really high expectations for Donny van de Beek. I really did. When he came in, I was so excited about him, but it's just not really worked out, has it? I feel sorry for the guy. I really do. Whenever you see him, he just looks miserable, doesn't he? He looks like he's going to cry half the time. I do feel bad for the guy, but at the end of the day, this isn't a club where you can just come and we'll feel bad for you and pay you. Like, if it's not going to work out, we should just cash in and get rid of him. So Fabrizio is reporting that Donny van de Beek is now exploring his options, looking for a new club ultimately. He doesn't have a place at Manchester United. I mean, the worst thing for him is that when he was actually a good footballer, he was playing under Erik ten Hag at Ajax, right? That was when he was good. He joins Manchester United, Erik ten Hag comes in, and he still doesn't even get picked. So he 100% needs to leave the club, 100% for the best of his career. He's done absolutely nothing to prove himself worth being at Manchester United, in my opinion. But I do feel a little bit bad for him. You know, you always want a player to work out. Nobody sits here and says, "Oh, I hope he does really rubbish. I hope he fails." Like, I am a bit sad. I am. But yeah. All right, there's a bit of breaking news coming in from Plettigol, literally in the last 2 minutes. Obviously, Plettigol is a German reporter who writes for Sky Sports. He's very, very close to Bayern Munich. So Plettigol is reporting, his name's Florian Plettenberg, Plettigol on Twitter. He's saying there are two possible scenarios for Borussia Dortmund and Jadon Sancho. One is a pure loan to Dortmund. Another is a loan, including a low purchase option. These are at least two ideas that Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund are working on. Not intensively, but they are in their head. So this has literally come out in the last 3 minutes, guys, that Borussia Dortmund are looking to bring back Jadon Sancho to the club. And Plettigol says the two options are either a straight loan or a loan with an option to buy. He says there are at least two ideas that Borussia Dortmund are currently working on. I mean, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? How does everyone feel about that? Jadon Sancho going back to Dortmund, most likely on loan by the sounds of it, but potentially with an option to buy. I think it would be good for him. I really do. I think I think Jadon Sancho sat on the bench is just a bit of a waste, to be honest with you. Like, again, he's someone that came in with such high expectations. I really, really was expecting him to come in and absolutely tear up the Premier League, and it's just not worked out. So I do think it makes sense to try and get him playing football somewhere else, like maybe not permanently, but just on loan, see how he gets on, and then we can kind of reassess, because he's not going to get game time at Manchester United. He's not, you know. Antony plays on the right, and Rashford plays on the left. When is Jadon Sancho going to ever get to play? Never. He's not. He's just going to be a bench warmer. And you can't have someone on 350 grand a week who's cost you 80 million pounds sit on the bench every single week. It's just not good for the squad. It's not good for Ten Hag, because that will then make out that Ten Hag isn't good at man management. You know, why are you not bringing out the best in Sancho, etc., etc. So I do think it's a positive if he did leave the club. I would be happy for him going back to Dortmund on loan with potentially a buy option. As I said, that is what's being reported in the last couple of minutes from Plettergol, who is a very reliable German journalist who writes for Sky Sports News, saying that Borussia Dortmund are currently weighing up two options of either a straight loan or a loan with an option to buy. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, guys. As soon as we get more news about that, we will, of course, bring it to you. But yeah, at the moment, I think that's the best move for Jadon Sancho. If he can go back to Dortmund and absolutely tear it up, then he's only going to increase in value. Whereas at the moment, how much is Jadon Sancho really worth? You know, we paid £73 million for him. I would say we'd be lucky to get, I reckon we'd be lucky to get 50 for him now. And even then, I think that would be a bit of a, like, how much do you think Jadon Sancho's worth? Let me know in the live chat and in the comment section. As it stands at the moment, we paid 73 for him. How much do you think at this current moment, based on his form, based on how he's done for Manchester United over the last 2 years, how much do you think Jadon Sancho is worth? I would say 50. Anything more than that, I think, is crazy. Right, let's jump onto a few more bits of news and then we will circle back into the live chat. If you haven't liked the video already, guys, then please do. It doesn't cost any more money. So there's a bit more on this Jadon Sancho story, which, as I said, has literally just come out. Plettergol says there is still a close connection between Dortmund and Sancho. Dortmund continues to keep an eye on his development. He is valued enormously at Dortmund. So it seems like Dortmund would be open to bringing him back. I think it'll be a good move. I really do. I just don't see how he's going to get game time next season. We've got so many wingers. We've got Garnacho, Rashford, Antony, Elanga, Ahmad, Pellistri, Martial. Bruno plays on the wing sometimes. We've got about 7 or 8 wingers, literally, not including Jadon Sancho. So I don't understand how Jadon Sancho is going to get any game time next year. He needs a run in the team. He needs 5 or 6 games every single game, and he's never going to get that. He's not. Even if he starts tearing it up every single game, Antony will still get picked ahead of him because Erik ten Hag spent 100 million euros on him. You know, Erik ten Hag has to make Antony work. He does. I think Antony had a good season, okay? Some rival fans say, oh, he's shit, he's rubbish, he's a flop. I don't think Antony's a flop. I think he was good last season. He wasn't world class, he wasn't worth 100 million euros, but I do still think Antony had a good season. But do let me know in the live chat if you were happy with Antony last season. I thought he did well. I really, really did. He tracks back, he works hard, he's exciting. Every time he gets the ball, you feel like something's going to happen. I thought he was good, but I just don't see how Sancho's going to take his place. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's not. That's the black and white of it. Erik ten Hag bought Antony and he needs to make Antony work. He needs to turn Antony into whatever we expect him to be, this world-class superstar who's going to light the Premier League up. Whereas Jadon Sancho, he didn't buy him. Ollie bought him. If he's not his type of player, then he'll just say, oh, sorry, Jadon, it's not going to work, goodbye. And no one's going to say, oh, well, why did you buy Jadon Sancho? Because he could just say, well, I didn't buy Jadon Sancho. Ollie did, you know? So at the end of the day, Antony is Erik ten Hag's golden boy, isn't he? So I just don't understand how Sancho will get any game time. But anyway, let's move on from that. Do let me know what you think in the live chat. So we've got a couple of comments coming in. People are saying 35 to 40, minimum 60. Jackie saying 45 to 50, 55 million. Yeah, I think 50 million for Sancho would be good for us. I do. We paid 73 for him. His stock has definitely come down. 73 was too much for him, and he was at his peak then, wasn't he? He was absolutely tearing up the Bundesliga. And other than maybe a couple of moments in a few games, like, he hasn't done well for Manchester United. That's just a fact. He hasn't done well. He hasn't. I want him to do well. I like the player. He really excited me at Dortmund, but it hasn't worked out for him so far. So yeah, we'll talk about the takeover in a bit, guys. I know everybody is really excited about the takeover, but let's just get through all the bits of news first, and we can talk about the takeover in the second half of the show. I do want to get through some other stuff, so hopefully you guys are all right with that. There's someone in the chat asking about Amad Diallo. So we do have a story coming in from Samuel Luckhurst about Amad Diallo. So Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News says the following. It is unclear if Amad will be retained in the first team squad for the forthcoming season. Amad is expected to have ample exposure across pre-season. So ultimately what that means is Amad will be part of the pre-season tour. He'll go away. Erik ten Hag will have a look at him, but it's not confirmed whether he'll actually be in the first team squad next season. So he might end up going out on loan again. As we spoke about yesterday, Southampton are reportedly interested in bringing Amad Diallo to the Championship, to St Mary's on loan. people in the chat were saying, well, let's loan Ahmad to Southampton and try and buy Lavia from them, which I really, really like that idea. I think that's a great idea. Me personally, I would like to see Ahmad get some game time. I really, really would. I'm going to say something really controversial here. And if you disagree with me, then obviously that's completely fine. Let me know in the live chat and in the comments. But I honestly would rather see Ahmad get game time next season than Sancho. I would. I would way prefer Ahmad to get a chance than Sancho. Sancho's had 2 years. We've been incredibly patient with him. I know he's had, you know, personal problems, which I would never criticize him for. If anybody has personal problems, work, all the rest of it, your own mental health and well-being is more important than football. So I completely respect that he needed to go and take some time away. And I really, really commend how Erik ten Hag treated that situation. But we have been very patient with him. He's been here for 2 years. He hasn't been particularly good. Amad Diallo looked good, I thought, when we first signed him. He went off on loan. He's absolutely teared it up in the Championship for Sunderland. He was incredible for them. He got them, he was really, really good for Sunderland. I think he deserves a chance. I do. I honestly think Ahmad deserves more of a chance than Jadon Sancho. I do. I honestly think that he's a better player. I know people are going to think you're an idiot. What are you talking about? But I don't know what it is about Ahmad. He just really excites me. He's only 20 still. Sancho, I mean, how old's Sancho now? I know we bought him when he was young. I think he still is young, isn't he? He's 23 years of age, guys. That's crazy. Jadon's only 23. I mean, that is mad, isn't it? 23 years of age. Like, he has the time to develop. I just don't think that at Manchester United, in this current moment, it makes sense for... Yeah, people are disagreeing, saying Sancho has to stay. I'm not saying we should sell Sancho. I'm just saying if you can loan him out to Dortmund, right? I think that makes sense. He can be in the first team. He can kind of regain his confidence. That's what I want for Sancho. I'm not saying I want him to leave the club. I'm saying that I want him to enjoy playing football again. He doesn't seem like he enjoys playing football for Manchester United when I watch him. I want him to go back to Dortmund, to have that chance again, to become a player that he is, and give Amad Diallo a go. I'm not saying start Amad every single game. I'm not. But pretty much this way, guys. Put it this way. Either Sancho sits on the bench and gets 20 minutes every game, maybe, or Amad does. Or you send Sancho to Dortmund. He plays every single game. He'll be in the Champions League for them. He'll probably have an amazing season, and he'll be a vital part of the team. What would you rather? Sancho play every single game for Dortmund and regain his confidence, or Sancho sit on the bench? It's a no-brainer to me. It really, really is. I'd let him go to Dortmund. I'd let him pay the majority of their wages for 1 season, see how he gets on, hope he does really well, and then bring him back to the team next year, knowing that we've got Amad, we've got Pellistri, we've got Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, Anthony. You know, we have all of these wingers, you know. Lots of people are saying Sancho should leave. I wouldn't personally sell him unless we were to get like 50+ million for him. I wouldn't. I would happily loan him out because, as I said, he's only 23 years of age, guys. There clearly is a player there. I'm not doubting his ability at all. I'm just saying that he doesn't seem happy at Manchester United. He doesn't. I think he needs to go back to Dortmund and regain his confidence and his, enjoyment in football. All right, guys, we've got a really big... Harry Maguire is officially in the chat, guys. I'm really sorry, Harry. You must have seen the short I did yesterday. Everyone say hello to Harry Maguire. He is in the chat. Welcome, Harry Maguire. Everybody be nice to him. Harry Maguire says, Daily Red Devils, I will do my best this season. I don't want to leave. I'm sorry, Harry, but I think we've all made our mind up on you, mate. But yeah, Harry Maguire is officially in the chat, guys. Everyone say hello to Harry. Hello, Harry. Please do smash a like on the video, guys. Let's try and hit our 200 likes target by the end of the video. We've got well over 200 people watching this afternoon, which is amazing. So if everyone clicks like, we'll hit it immediately. And everyone say hello to Harry Maguire. He's in the chat. Hello, Harry. He's saying hello to everybody. Someone says, get lost, Harry Maguire. Guys, come on. Be nice to Harry. He just wants to chat. All right, everyone's being mean to Harry Maguire now. Come on, guys. Harry Maguire, tell us, why wouldn't you move to West Ham? West Ham will still pay you. You'll be in the Europa League. Off you go, Harry. Harry, why do you think you don't have to prove yourself at Manchester United? Answer us that, and then maybe we'll forgive you. Please tell us. Right, let's move on to the next story, because otherwise we're just going to get stuck talking to the AI Harry Maguire for the whole stream, which I'm sure none of you guys are that excited about. Yeah, I just want to clarify as well, guys. I 100% think that there is a player there in Jadon Sancho. I don't want to keep going on about this, but I don't want to confuse people. I like Jadon Sancho. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he seems happy at Manchester United. Obviously, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, whether he's We know, we've heard that he's got personal whatever things. We don't know the ins and outs of it. And obviously that isn't my business to know what's, going on in his personal life. But he doesn't seem happy. And if he wants to go to Dortmund and he thinks that will help him get his confidence back, then I 100% support that. I really, really do. So I only wish the best for our players. Even you, Harry Maguire. Like, we still love you, Harry. You've still brought us a lot of joy over the last few years. You've brought us misery, but you have brought us some joy and entertainment. So I do love you, Harry Maguire, even though I do want you to leave the club. I am sorry. Right, let's move on to the next story. We will talk about the takeover a little bit into the show. I know a few people were wanting me to talk about I know Neil was asking me about something, which I will talk about in a bit. I am a little bit reluctant to do it because I don't want to, slag off other people or whatever. So I need to be careful of what I say because, yeah, I will read out your comment in a minute though, Neil, and we will talk about that because I do think it's a good comment. In fact, I'll read it out now because everyone's probably thinking, what are you talking about? So, where is it? Let me have a look quickly. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm just trying to find the... All right, so Neil was saying, did you see on another YouTube channel about the Glazers staying? Neil, that's what Neil's asked. So everybody wants to know about the takeover stuff, don't they? Everybody wants to talk about that. So Neil said, did you see on another Manchester United YouTube channel that they said the Glazers will stay? Obviously, we did a video this morning saying that that Sheikh Jassim is in the lead because that's what has been reported over the last week, okay? Sheikh Jassim is reportedly in the lead, but I think he's in the lead between him and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That's the black and white of it, isn't it? And we can all say for sure that Sheikh Jassim's bid to the Glazers and all the rest of it is better, okay? Anyway, let's not get into the ins and outs of it. As I've said to you guys multiple times before, right? My opinion is as good as yours. All you guys can do is watch videos, read stuff, and then make up your own opinion. I'm not going to sit here and say that my opinion is... Oh, we've got some breaking news, guys. Really big breaking news. Sorry, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm just going to change the title of the... I'm just going to change the title. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. There's a story that's literally coming in the last few minutes. Give me one second and I will jump back to this. Please do hold on, guys. The story is worth waiting for. I do apologise. You know how it's like when you're live. Things come in and, yeah. It's not takeover stuff, so everybody take a deep breath. All right, so it's coming in from Fabrizio Romano that David De Gea will officially leave Manchester United. It is over. David De Gea will not be signing a new contract to Manchester United. That has been confirmed in the last minute by Fabrizio Romano. David De Gea is gone. He will not be at Manchester United next summer. That's been confirmed literally whilst we're live in the last 1 minute. David De Gea is leaving Manchester United. Confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. He will not be at the club next season. Let me know how you feel about that, guys. This is breaking news. It's literally come out in the last minute. David De Gea will not be signing a new contract at Manchester United. He is gone. Yeah, but let me know how you're feeling about that. Someone's saying David De Gea has posted it on Twitter himself. I mean, I don't actually follow David De Gea. I'm not going to lie to you. I do like the guy, but I don't follow him on Twitter. Let me see what David De Gea says then, guys. Give me 1 minute and I will read it out for you super quickly. I do appreciate you bearing with me here, guys. I know when stuff breaks when you're live, it does kind of throw me a little bit, but it is also exciting because it means you get the live reaction. So let's talk about that quickly. So anybody just joining... It's just been confirmed that David De Gea is leaving Manchester United permanently. Absolute legend of the club. In my opinion, he will be a legend forever. 12 amazing years. Honestly, I love David De Gea. I really do. I love the guy. I don't know what it is about him. He's just likeable. And I am really sad that he's leaving. I am, but I do think it's the right decision. I would have happily kept him as a backup. I said that multiple times, guys. If he was happy to take a reduced wage, I would have definitely been happy to keep him as a backup goalkeeper. But he clearly doesn't want to do that, which is completely fair enough. All right, here we go. So this is the exact quote from David De Gea, guys. It's quite long, so bear with me here. So David De Gea says, I just wanted to send this farewell message. I feel like I'm actually tearing up here, guys. I'm not even joking. I know people are like, oh, get him out of our club. You know, some of these people on Twitter, but I'm not like that. He's one of our players. He's done so much amazing things for us, guys. He really, really has. And people will say, oh, we've paid him handsomely, like, get him out of my club. But I don't feel like that, you know? He doesn't decide how much he gets paid. He says, I just wanted to send this farewell message to all of the Manchester United supporters. I would like to express my unwavering gratitude and appreciation for the love over the last 12 years. We've achieved a lot since Sir Alex Ferguson brought me to this club. I took incredible pride every time I pulled on the shirt to lead the team, to represent this institution. The biggest club in the world was an honour only upon a few lucky footballers. It's been an unforgettable and successful period since I came here. I didn't think from leaving Madrid as a young boy we would achieve what we did together. Now it's the right time to take a new challenge, to push myself again in new surroundings. Manchester will always be in my heart. Manchester has shaped me and will never leave me. We've seen it all. Honestly, guys, I'm feeling emotional here. I really, really am. I'm not even joking. Think of what you will, but I am genuinely feeling emotional. I know he'll be fine. He's been paid loads of money and all the rest of it, and people will say, oh, he got 375 grand a week, but he's a legend of the club for me. He is. I love David De Gea. I really, really do. I don't know what it is about him, but I do just love him. Yeah, let me know in the live chat how you're feeling about this. Are you guys okay? Are you feeling sad? Are you happy that he's leaving? Let me know. Give me your honest opinion. Obviously, this is breaking literally in the last couple of minutes. This is live. We're reading this together and we're reacting to this together. This is the beautiful thing of doing these live streams, because you do get bits of news that come out whilst you're live, and you are literally getting my live reaction now. And I honestly, guys, I do feel sad. I'm not going to cry, all right? But I do feel a little bit like I don't want to say I could cry, but I don't really know. I feel emotional, and it's okay to feel emotional, you know? Emotions aren't talked about enough in society, and if you're a man, it's okay to feel emotional. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on a rant about stuff like that, but David De Gea is officially not going to sign a new contract. He will leave the club permanently. Obviously, his contract has expired, so he's technically not actually a Manchester United player. But we can confirm, Fabrizio Romano's confirmed and David De Gea has confirmed himself that he will not be at the club next season. He has left. We don't know where he's going to go. Obviously, he had offers from Saudi Arabia. He had offers from Europe. I mean, I just wish all the best for him. I really, really do. I don't mean to be soppy, but he's given us so much over the last few years, guys. He really, really has. And I just hope that everyone does appreciate him. Yeah, he's a legend. He is. So it's been announced by Fabrizio Romano and by David De Gea himself. If you go on his Twitter, there's a really, really big post he's done. But I do feel sad. I really, really do. Obviously, we've got this new beginning. We've got Onana coming in by the looks of it. This is a positive. It's the right decision, but it's okay to be sad. It's not like one of those players where you're like, get him out of my club. I don't want him anymore. Get rid of him. You know, he is a legend of this club for me. He is, and he's someone who will always have a place in my heart. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know. It is sad. I do feel sad, guys. But do let me know how you're feeling about this in the live chat. Are you sad that David De Gea is going? Are you happy? Let me know your honest thoughts. I do think it's the right decision for everybody. I do think that him leaving makes the most sense. You know, he can go somewhere else. At the end of the day, guys, let's look at this from the other side. I am sad, but he was on £375,000 a week. That is far too much money. Far too much money. But he didn't decide that. Manchester United offered him that contract. So you can't, begrudge him of that. He's been with us for 12 years. He is a legend of the club. In my opinion, if you don't think he is, if you think he needs to leave and he's rubbish, then that's obviously up to you. I do feel sad, I do, but I am excited about our new future. I'm excited about Onana. This all but confirms that Onana will sign to Manchester United. They wouldn't announce this if he wasn't going to sign. But yeah, it's all over. It's everywhere now, guys. He will leave the club. That has been confirmed. David De Gea has confirmed it himself. He will end his 12-year relationship with Manchester United. He is a free agent. We don't know exactly where he's going to go yet. As somebody says in the chat, nothing lasts forever, but he is a likable player. Just think about this, guys, all right? I know we've gone a bit derailed here on the show, and I do apologise, but, this is breaking news, and I do want you to get my live reaction and us to talk about it. Think about this. When we got slapped by Liverpool 7-0, yeah? Who was the player who came out and spoke to the press? Tell me. It was David De Gea. When we lose against 4-0 against Brentford, who is it who comes out and speaks to the press? David De Gea. Like, hats off to the guy. He's not even the captain. Harry Maguire's the captain. You don't see Harry Maguire coming out and doing interviews. You don't. You see David De Gea doing it. So, hats off to the guy. Obviously, after this bit of the show, we'll probably never speak about him again, really, because he's left the club. He's not a Manchester United player. But I do think it's important to acknowledge our players. And I do completely agree with the person in the chat. Some of the people you see on social media, honestly, it made me sick, some of the stuff they were saying. You know, tears in my eyes. I'm so happy that he's leaving, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what is wrong with you? This man has given 12 years of his life to your football club. He's brought memories. He's won a Premier League with us. He's won Europa Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups. He's won a lot of trophies here, and he's won us so many points over the last 12 years, okay? It is the right decision that he leaves, but tears in my eyes. I'm so happy he's leaving. It's like, come on, what are you, a 5-year-old? Like, I just don't like that. I don't. And I'm sorry for ranting here, guys, but I do think it's important. I do think he is, and he will always be someone that I love at Manchester United. I'm not going to go out and buy a David De Gea shirt before people think I'm start being soppy, you know? But I do like the guy, and yeah, it is the right decision. It is. But it is obviously sad, and it's okay to be sad. It is. But do let me know how you're feeling about this, guys. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you mixed emotions? Let me know in the live chat and in the comment section. Yeah, I just don't like the people on Twitter who just are horrible about him. I just don't rate that at all. I really, really don't. It's okay to say you don't want him at the club anymore. That's completely fine. But you can do it in the right way. You can do it in a respectful way. He's never done anything wrong, in my opinion, by way of how he treats the press, how he treats the fans. It's not okay. It's not. It really, really isn't, you know? But anyway, that's enough of my rant on that. Do let me know in the live chat and in the comments how you feel about the David De Gea situation. This literally broke whilst we were live. You've got my live reaction. This is completely unfiltered. I'm just saying what is in my heart and what is in my mind at the moment. So, you know, this isn't scripted. I'm not trying to play out for the camera. You're literally just getting my honest live reaction, which I think is nice. I think it's good content, and I hope you guys... I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope, Manchester United have just done a post as well. So Manchester United say, "Forever a Manchester United legend. Thank you for everything, David De Gea." Honestly, guys, it's making me feel sad. I honestly feel like I'm tearing up. I'm not even joking. He's our goal. He owns the he's got the most clean sheets for Manchester United, guys. I'm seeing pictures pop up of him and Sir Alex Ferguson and shit. Honestly, it's making me feel sad. It really, really is. I do feel sad. Yeah, I know we've got to move forward. You know, guys, I'm not going to talk about this again after this show, but I do feel sad. I do really like the guy. He's dedicated so much to this club, and he will always be a legend to me. And I do not have time for people who are doing fucking things saying, "Get him out of my club," tears in my eyes, you know. But it's just like, what happens if Onana comes in and he's shit? All right? Sorry for swearing, guys. I am getting a bit emotional now. What happens if Onana comes in and he's shit? What are we going to do then? Are we going to ask for David De Gea back? The goalkeeper at Manchester United is the hardest position in world football. It is. The scrutiny you go under as a goalkeeper. You see people like Bartes come to the club and flop. You see people like, Dean Henderson, all these people, all of these legends, well, not legends, but people who come in and try and be a goalkeeper for Manchester United. It doesn't always work out. So hats off to the guy. He's done a great job. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. We've spoke about that at length now, guys. David De Gea has left. That's over. Let's talk about something else. Please do like the video if you haven't already, guys. Let's try and hit some... All right, so there is other people in here who are saying 12 years and he's earned 218 million. Nah, I don't feel bad. Let me just be clear. I don't feel bad that he's leaving, all right? I'm not like, oh my God, why are they getting rid of him? How could they? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that... I have... You know, he's done well for the club. And I respect the people who've played for Manchester United. And he's never spoke out, you know, he's never done anything to me which has offended me, is what I'm saying. Harry Maguire comes out and says he doesn't need to prove himself, blah, blah, blah. Already I'm like, I don't like you. Whereas David De Gea is likeable. He comes out after big defeats and talks to the press and blah, blah, blah. That's all I'm saying, guys. I think it's the right decision. I'm not sad that he's not getting a new contract. I think that is the right decision. But I am sad in the grand scheme of things that he's not a Manchester United player anymore, because he has been here for 12 years. But anyway, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to another topic. Let's have a route. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what we have to remember here is that the reason he's not staying is because Erik ten Hag doesn't want him at the club. Okay? Which is fine. I have no issue with that. He doesn't suit Erik ten Hag's style of football. He doesn't. So I have no issue with that. The fact that Erik ten Hag has said to the board, I don't want David De Gea anymore. I want a new goalkeeper. Go and get me Onana. I can only applaud that. I think that's the right thing to do. They're getting what Ten Hag wants. They're not signing David De Gea on a new contract. I think it's the right decision. So I am happy in that sense that we're doing what Ten Hag wants. You know, we're not just saying, oh, let's keep David De Gea for one more season and, you know, save some money. Like, we're getting rid of him and we're bringing in a new goalkeeper who better suits our system. So it's a positive, guys. Let's try and stay positive about this one. All right, this is so somebody says, here we go. So we've got a different take on it. Someone says, English people are so soft. No wonder Man United as a club are in the gutter. We need to be tough. Good player, not a legend. Look, at the end of the day, he's been here for 12 years. He's served us well. I've got happy memories of him. And it's sad that we won't see him again for Manchester United. That's all it is. I'm not going to go and cry in my pillow that my beloved David De Gea has left the club, you know? It's the right decision. But it's just sad, isn't it? You know? I don't know. Maybe it's not sad for some of you, but it is for me. Anyway, let's move on. We've talked about, we've talked about David De Gea enough now. But obviously, this is a massive story. We've been wondering what's going to happen to him for so long. Yeah, as somebody, you know, he's won Premier Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups, Europa League. He's won a lot of stuff here with us, guys. He has. I think he's the last player in our squad to have won the Premier League at Manchester United. Remember that, guys. Remember that when you're saying get him out of my club. David De Gea was the last person in the Manchester United squad to have won the Premier League at Manchester United. When he leaves, there won't be a single player in our whole squad that has won the Premier League at Manchester United. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely mad. But anyway, he's gone. David De Gea has left. Obviously, the manner of how he's left is a bit debatable. Offer him a new contract and then take him away from him. I don't think that's a very respectable way of doing it. But in some ways, hats off to Ten Hag. He knows what he wants. He doesn't want David De Gea. He's got rid of him. Oh, that's good. I applaud that. That's fine. I'm not upset about that in the slightest. I'm glad that Ten Hag is being ruthless and the board are being ruthless, you know? Whether they did it in the right way or not is up for debate. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, he was the last of the Ferguson signings, wasn't he, guys? He was. So it is a sad day in that sense, you know, when we're looking at history and looking at legacy. And I wish him all the best. I really, really do. He's still young and he can still go and do a job somewhere else. He's 33. When you think people like Buffon play until they're in their 40s, you know? So, yeah, hats off to the guy. It's the right decision for him. Hopefully, wish him all the best. And, yeah. All right, let's move on to something else then. We've got a bit derailed here, haven't we, on this show? But at the end of the day, guys, it's a live stream. You are hearing my thoughts live. I am reacting to bits of news. So, yeah, I think it's important to have this segment on David De Gea. Somebody was asking me about the takeover earlier on, which I know lots of you want to talk about. So let's talk about that quickly. Someone was saying earlier on in the chat that another channel was saying that the Glazers are staying. And what did I think of that? I don't remember who asked in the chat, but somebody asked in the chat that they said ultimately shortly after our video went live this morning, another channel put out a video saying that the Glazers are staying. Like in a kind of like confirmed way, not in a question, are the Glazers staying? It was like the Glazers are staying at Manchester United. I did see that because I did get quite a few people commenting on the YouTube video that we did this morning saying this isn't true. The new news is that the Glazers are staying. Like people were commenting on the live chat and on the comments after the video went live saying, "Oh no, the Glazers are staying. Have you not heard? Like this is the new news," kind of thing, as if it was like a fact. But I mean, I've said to you guys for the last 4 weeks, I honestly think it's between the Glazers staying and them selling to Sheikh Jassim. I think those are the two options here. Okay? I don't think we're at a point where we can say 100% one of them are going to win. Because if any of us knew that information, let's be completely honest, we would not be sat on YouTube now. We'd be sat on a yacht, probably somewhere in the Middle East, or sat in America, you know, in our £1 million house. We wouldn't be sat on YouTube. Would we really? If anybody had that definitive information, at the end of the day, this is just a conversation I have with you. We share opinions. I bring you bits of news that are on websites, legitimate websites, and then we talk about it. We discuss the legitimacy of it. There is at no point I'm sat here saying Qatar are going to win 100%. I've never said that to you guys, you know? And I do think there is a danger in stuff like that. I do. My opinion has stayed the same for the last 4 weeks. I'm not saying I'm some almighty being because I'm not. You guys know just as much as me about football, I'm sure. We both love football. We both, you know, read stuff on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm better than you because I'm not, okay? My take on it, which is going to remain the same unless anything changes, is over the last 4 weeks, either the Glazers stay or they sell to Sheikh Jassim. Those are the two options I think are the most likely, right? I have my preferred option, but it's not up to me. That's what I'm saying, you know? So I don't really know what I'm supposed to say about somebody saying, oh, well, somebody else said that the Glazers are staying. It's like, well, is that a fact or are they just saying it as an opinion? I don't actually know, okay? Because I'm not that person. So I don't really want to comment on it or give my opinion on those types of things because I do think it's important to just bring information and then to discuss it. And then if people want your opinion, which I guess they do because you're watching my channel, I'll give my opinion, and then it's up to you to make your own decision, okay? I'm not some evil dictator where if I tell you that that Qatar are going to win the club, then you have to believe everything I say, because obviously that's not how it works. I've told you what I think. You guys need to go away. You need to do your own research. You need to think inside you what you think makes sense, and then come up with your own conclusion. But then even then, you might be wrong, you know? You might say, oh, well, Qatar are definitely going to win, and you never know. Next week, Sir Jim might have the club. So I do think it is very dangerous to start giving out stuff saying this is what's happening, but then not actually basing it on anything or not clarifying that it's an opinion. And all of the stuff I say, I bring you bits of news, right? So I'll say, okay, this is from The Athletic. They've said Qatar are leading the race according to reports, okay? And then I'll give my opinion on that. And I'll say, well, yeah, in my opinion, Qatar are leading the race as opposed to Sheikh Jassim. Qatar are definitely leading the race in front of Sheikh Jassim. Sheikh Jassim is definitely leading the race in front of Sir Jim Ratcliffe at the moment, okay? And that was what the article said. It didn't say that Sheikh Jassim is leading the race in front of the Glazers staying, because nobody knows that. Only the Glazers know. So yeah, that's my take on it, guys. I don't want to like slag off other channels because obviously I respect everything. I respect every other channel that does this because it is difficult to sit in front of a camera and ultimately for people to judge your opinion and for people to probably, you know, try and banter you and to say nasty things about you, like especially as the channel gets, you know, bigger and bigger. I'm sure it is really, really tough and it probably does wear people down. So I do get that, but I just want to be clear that all of the time when I come to you guys, I give you bits of news. So I'll say Plettigol has said that Jadon Sancho might move back to Dortmund, okay? So I'll tell you where the stuff's come from and then I'll give my opinion on it. And then it's up for you guys to make your own decision. I'm not at any point going to say that I know more than you and you should listen to me and everything I say is right, because I just think it's a bit difficult for me to do that, okay? Because I don't know more than you. I look on Twitter, I look on The Athletic, I look on different things. I'm obsessed about Manchester United. I spend hours and hours of my day on Twitter and looking at different articles and stuff. So that's just how this relationship's always going to be between me and you, okay, guys? I'll give you my opinion and then you guys have to go away and make up your own decision. I can't make up your decision for you. So yeah, I just want to be clear with that, just so you guys are understanding. Because somebody did ask about it in the chat and said, you know, yeah, somebody said, another channel kind of after your video went live said the Glazers are staying, and it was kind of put across as if it was a fact, not like it was a question or it was a hypothetical. And so I'm just giving my response on that. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah, like you guys just need to make your own decision, okay? I'm not some all being God who knows every single thing and, you know, talks to Sheikh Jassim on WhatsApp and, you know, has speak to the Glazers on Xbox Live when I'm playing FIFA. Like I don't, you know, I'm just sat in my room. I love Manchester United and that's it. But we will have to wait and see. Okay. We will have to wait and see. As I've said, in my heart, in my head, I think about it a lot. I think either the Glazers will stay or they'll sell to Sheikh Jassim. I think those are the two options. And that's just based off my feeling inside. I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't. I mean, people will say, well, if they were going to sell, why haven't they sold yet? I mean, I don't know the answer to that question, but when I think about it logically, I think there's 6 of them. There's also a board. There's all of these people that have to mutually decide on this decision. So they clearly just haven't decided. That's the black and white of it. Qatar lead the race in front of Sheikh Jassim. Sheikh Jassim leads the race in front of Sir Jim. I believe that. I genuinely believe that Sheikh Jassim leads the race in front of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. But I can't tell you whether the Glazers want to stay or not because I don't know them personally. We know that Joel and Avram want to stay. That's been reported. But we don't know what the rest of them want. We don't know what the board wants. So it is a difficult one. It really is with the takeover, guys. And it is something that's just going to keep trickling on and on and on and on. And I do just encourage you that if it is really getting you down, guys, just take some time off social media. Don't watch YouTube for a little bit. Yeah, just take a bit of time away from it if it's getting you down because it isn't worth it. Let's have a look. How are we doing? Guys, let's try and hit this 200 like 200 like target by the end of the video. Someone says, what is the news about the big flop go? What's the big flop go? Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, put your opinions in the chat. Like, I like reading different people's opinions. I don't think that my opinion's better than yours. Like, this is the whole point of this channel, is to encourage a conversation. It's to encourage a conversation. Again, I'm not just going to sit here and pretend that my opinion's better than yours, because that's not who I am as a person. Out of YouTube, in real life, I'm not like that as a person. So I do value other people's... Oh, Billy Marsh is back in the chat, guys. The Liverpool fan is back in the chat. He says, no, why did De Gea leave? No more 7-0s and hat-tricks for Salah. So we've got the Liverpool fan in the chat, guys. Billy Marsh is back, and he is really sad that David De Gea has left. He is gutted. He was hoping for another 7-0 this season, and he is upset. Yeah, I don't know who the big flop is. Someone said, what's going on with the big flop? I'm not really sure. Is that an innuendo for something? It sounds a bit weird, to be honest with you. What is the news about the big flop? Oh, he's calling a De Gea a flop. Okay, I thought he was talking about something else for a minute. I was getting a bit confused, because I know we had a bit of a weird chat the other day, didn't we, with some people saying some quite off-key stuff. So, right, let's see how we're doing. I think this is probably a good point to wrap up the stream here, guys. Obviously, this has been an incredible stream. We've got completely derailed. We thought that we were going to be talking about all sorts of different things, and we ended up talking about this David De Gea thing, which obviously just came out in the last 10 or so minutes. Again, guys, massive shouts to everybody in this community. I hope you enjoy the content, and I do really enjoy chatting to you. We won't be live at 6 p.m. today, unfortunately, because I want to be live every day at 8 and 6, but unfortunately today I have got something that I can't undo, so I won't be here at 6 o'clock tonight. If we do get a here we go for Onana, I will try and do a video, because I do want to celebrate that moment with you, but otherwise we won't be live at 6 o'clock today. We will be back live tomorrow at 8 a.m. Again, guys, massive shouts to everybody. Please do smash the like button on the way out. It doesn't cost any money, and please do subscribe if you are new. I'm going to put a link in the chat to subscribe, and if you do want to become a member of the channel, I think it's $2.99 per month, then you are more than welcome to. I've just put a link in the chat for that. I'll catch you guys at 8 a.m. tomorrow for a usual 1-hour talk. If anything breaks between then, I will try and do a video, but I can't make any promises, okay? As I said, I have got a commitment tonight, which I cannot undo. Again, massive shouts to everybody. It is a sad moment. I am happy that David De Gea has left, because it's the right decision, but I do feel sad, and that's okay. It's okay to feel sad. I'll wake up tomorrow and I probably won't care anymore, but in this moment, I do feel sad David De Gea is gone, but I cannot wait for Onana to come to Manchester United. So again, guys, massive shouts to everybody. Do smash the like button on the way out, and I'll speak to you guys at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, if not before. Lots of love. Have a lovely day. Peace out.